So I think first of all, we have to go back to
writer. You are very well known for teaching skills. Your students speak a whole lot about you. Miss Nigeria competition.
I said, let's pick them up. Let's take them back to Nigeria and let's teach them a different kind of job.
Hello, nice to have you on this show. My name is Elizabeth, and as you know, it is the woman. I will start by giving you a little bit of write-up, then I'll tell you where it came from. And it simply says, Nigeria has some of the most entrepreneurial people in the world, but access to financing, network, and growth remain a challenge. I believe empowering women is critical to Nigerians' development, but educating these women is the real silver bullet. That is a popular saying or write-up from my guest today. Who is this guest and why is she so concerned about women? Find out soon after this time. You're welcome back. If you just joined us, you're right on time because I'm about to showcase one of the youngest, very successful women, not just in Nigeria, but in the world. She started early to do a whole lot of things. And let me start by saying that she's a multiple recipient of different awards. She is an international development expert. She is an innovative agricultural strategist with particular leaning to ecosystem solutions. And she's a leadership trainer and consultant. She is a research fellow. She is a writer. She is, so when she was younger, I don't know if she's still doing it now, a chorister. Ndidi, Okonkwo, Nnwuneli. Nice to have you.
So glad to be with you.
I try to cut down the profile so that we can have time to discuss, because I'm sure if I kept on reading, it will take about 25 minutes and the program will be all done. I hope we'll be able to masticate all that you have been doing and are still doing before our time runs out. But I see Sahel right on top. I'll get to talk about that. But let me start from the quotes which you gave out some time ago about women empowerment and education. Talk to me about it. What informed that?
Well, I have been blessed, first of all, to have been born into a home with two academics. My parents are professors, and they prioritize education above all else. And I really believe that they celebrated all their children and believed that both male and female children could achieve their highest potential. And they could do whatever they set their mind to. And educating us opened us up to a world of support and a world of opportunity. And oftentimes women entrepreneurs complain about, limit access, financing. And I say, get education, get the skills. Everything else will follow. If you're excellent at what you do, if you have mastered what you do, you will have no hiding. In fact, funding will be chasing you. Partners will be chasing you because you have been identified as an expert in your field. And that's really the mantra that I preach. Excellence and integrity has no hiding. And with education as the foundation, the world is your oyster. You can do anything you set your mind to.
I like that. The world will be your oyster if you understand what you're doing and pursue it the right way. And that actually led to your setting up what you call the NIA. NIA is drawn from the Igbo words Ndu, Ike, and Akunuba. Let me let you translate it.
Yeah, so NIA actually means purpose in Swahili as a word, but it stands for Ndu, which is life, Ike, which is strength, and Akunuba, which is wealth. And the vision behind NIA was to ensure and empower women to achieve their highest potential, matching them with mentors, providing them with training, and enabling them to soar in whatever career they had selected for themselves. And NIA was started over 10 years ago, and I'm so proud of the NIA ladies I meet all over the world because they're doing great things.
Okay, tell me, what are the things they're doing that you consider great?
Well, many of them have become entrepreneurs. Many have become partners in leading law firms. Others have actually become teachers and trainers and professors. But what has struck me about them is that they've been fearless about achieving their dreams. And what we taught them when they were in university, because NIA is focused on university students in 5 universities in southeastern Nigeria, is that don't let your gender stop you. Don't let what the world expects of you stop you. Determine what God has called you to do on this earth and fulfill it with everything in you. I'll tell you a quick story. One of the NIA girls came to a program. She had gotten into medicine at the University of Nigeria, and her parents said, no, 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 we don't want you to be a doctor, we want you to be a nurse, because we don't want you to become, someone nobody will marry, or you won't have time for your family. She actually studied radiology instead, graduated top of her class, and said, I still want to study medicine. I still want to be a doctor. She applied again and got into UI. Same thing. They said no. She applied the third time just to prove to them. And through NIA, we encouraged her to achieve her highest potential and supported her. And today, she has decided she's a doctor. She's achieving her dreams. That's just one example. I believe women should be fearless because you've been given one chance. You've been sent here by God to achieve your highest potential. Go for it with everything in you, believing that God who has put you here will equip you to achieve and to die empty.
When you say that, I feel, more empowered because I truly believe that the world, especially in our own culture, this climb, it has a way of putting a woman at certain enclave and asking you to remain there when at the end of the day, if you manage to come out, you actually get to achieve more, not just for yourself, but the entire society. Talking about society, I look at your society as in the picture I am seeing, your background. The first thing that came to my mind is, oh, she likes farm work, but I know you're not a farmer. But your agricultural strategies. Talk to me about it. That's the reason behind the Sahel. What have you been able to do with that?
So about 12 years ago, I felt a strong leaning to enter the sector because I saw that we were naturally endowed for agricultural excellence as a continent. And there's no reason why we should be net importers of food, why we should have high rates of stunting. 1 out of every 3 Nigerian child is stunted. 1 out of every 3. It's unacceptable. And so I decided to enter this sector and started a range of initiatives. Sahel Consulting is one, unlocking the agriculture and nutrition potential of the region. We work in dairy, in seed systems, strategy, nutrition, policy. And in Nigeria, we're implementing the Advancing Local Dairy Development Project, where we're linking nomadic communities, helping them settle and linking them with milk processors who buy their milk on a daily basis. And we're transforming the lives of millions of people. I believe this agriculture sector that we've neglected for so long is the silver bullet to get us out of poverty, to grow our GDP, to create employment opportunities. But we need to stop thinking about agriculture as a sector for those who want to stay in poverty, where you use a hoe and cutlass. We have to start seeing it as opportunities from farm to fork. If you're a chef, you're in the agriculture sector. If you make furniture, you're in the agriculture sector. If you're in the fashion industry, you're in the agriculture sector. Everything you use in your industry is sourced from the agriculture sector. And everybody needs to eat at least 3 times a day. So we all need food. And across this sector, there's opportunities for mechanization, for processing, for financing, for insurance, for even big data. So we should stop thinking about it as a poor man's industry and rather as an opportunity for women to make money, to change lives, to empower themselves and their communities.
See your emphasis on women, and I know that at the point, in order to empower women, you also started what you call the LEAP. That's the leadership, effective accountability, professionalism. How has this worked to turn around women and your need for empowerment for them?
So LEAP Africa was started in 2002 to really inspire, empower, and equip a new generation of African leaders. And I started this organization because so many people used to tell me as a young person, you're a leader of tomorrow. And I said, what does tomorrow hold in a country where the life expectancy is 56 years old? We have to start leading today. And so what LEAP does is empower young people to be leaders of today and tomorrow. When you're young, you have energy, you're willing to take risks, and you're willing to engage in social change projects. So LEAP empowers young people. We have a range of programs. One of our programs empowers teachers to deliver a curriculum to 14 to 16-year-olds across Nigeria. And now we're working in 6 African countries where we help young people build life and leadership skills, and then also help them start change projects to improve the lives of others in their communities. So they become social innovators and social entrepreneurs. And this has been mind-blowing. I mean, when I look at the LEAP alumni across the world, I'm so excited about what they're doing. Some of them have run for political office. Some of them are CEOs in their own right. Many of them are leading change initiatives. And LEAP works with both men and women. So LEAP is not like NIA, which is just focused on women, but with LEAP, we emphasize gender equity. We believe that no leader can survive in this world without understanding the valuable role that women play and the need for equity and the need to close gaps when it comes to pay gaps, when it comes to discrimination. A leader who is going to transform any environment needs to understand that women are equal contributors and equal participants in the transformation required in our country and in our continent.
You know, women are not just equal partners. I think they're critical partners because by natural disposition, we are multitask and multi-thinkers. So if you get us more involved, you get more achieved because we can actually do a whole lot at the same time. Now, speaking of which, I want to take you a little bit to what you just said about working with the young people. A lot of times, for me, I try to work with them, and I find it quite a lot of task. What do you think is the problem with the young people? I mean, what do you think is the militating factor against against them? You know, stopping them from really taking that giant leap and succeeding in life.
I think the biggest challenge that we're facing with our youth is the issue of mindset, the way we think. And that's why with LEAP, we started with let's change the mindset of our youth. Let's make them realize that they're leaders of today and tomorrow. They're not victims, they're assets. They're not victims, they're assets. I want to emphasize that because in our country, we often see young people and say, oh, you know, they're unemployed, they're underemployed, they're area boys, they're nuisances. And I don't want to quote some of the famous things we've said about our youth in this country. I believe Nigerian youth are Nigeria's biggest asset. What do they have? They have energy, they have skills, they're intelligent, and they're willing to take risks. And our challenge is to galvanize these youth to become agents of positive change in their society. And let me tell you, madam, when you actually do that, a light bulb goes off. When you help a young person believe, you know, you can shape your future. You can, it doesn't matter what's going on in your environment. You can transform your environment. They start believing that they can. They start building this leadership muscle and seeing them evolve from victims to assets, from victims to leaders is a phenomenal experience. And that's what LEAP has been doing for the last 18 years. We have something called the Social Innovators Program. In fact, we're having it on October 1st and 2nd this year, where we recognize young people who are doing phenomenal work in their communities, where we celebrate them, because we're showing alternative role models to the role models that you see who have gotten rich quick, who have stolen money, who are internet fraudsters, to seeing young people who have worked hard, who have applied themselves, and who are leading, who are making a difference, who are impacting the lives of others. So we celebrate them. We have them all over Nigeria and all over Africa. I mean, one of the ones I love so much, who was one of our awardees, her name is, she started a company called Mama Money. She started as a house help, Mama Money. You have to have her on your show. She started as a house help, and she's now a social innovator. What does she do? She gives loans to single mothers like her mother to start businesses. She's helped hundreds and hundreds of women all over Lagos State by applying her own experience, which might have seemed like a disadvantage, which today is an advantage because she can connect with those women in ways that I can't, in ways that other women can't, because she's been there and she's now empowering women. She's been celebrated across Nigeria and across the world for her pioneering work. And she's just one example of a social innovator in our ecosystem. And there's so many more. So I think Nigerian youth are our biggest asset. And we as people in positions of influence, have to galvanize them, have to support them, encourage them, empower them with the skills, and let them win, let them soar.
You know, these youth you talk about, how are they taking the innovation in the agricultural sector we earlier talked about? I'm interested because it's their strength and energy. We
Yes,
need, of course, creativity as well to be able to propel forward.
they are definitely embracing digital technology. They're embracing new ways of doing things. We see companies like Farm Crowdy, which was started by young Nigerians, providing crowdfunding for farmers across the country, leveraging digital innovation. Just a few minutes ago, I had Angel Adelaja talk to my CWG. She started Farm Direct right there in Abuja, using containers to grow vegetables to supply to
Really?
restaurants and hotels. Yes, soilless farming, aeroponics. I mean, when you see what our young people are doing in agriculture, it excites me and energizes me. Sahel Consulting actually goes to universities. We have a Sahel Scholars Program. We train young people. We tell them agriculture is your future. It's not your past, it's your future. It's exciting, it's vibrant, you can make money. We give them scholarships, we give them internships, and guess what? They People who didn't want to study agriculture, who it was their first, fourth choice or fifth choice option in university, are now running to the sector.
You know, I have a message here. Somebody is asking me how they can, tap into the near, the program you have, as single mothers. If they want to reach you, how should they, begin to go about that?
Okay, so on Twitter, you can send me a message at Nnwuneli. Please, all the young people interested in agriculture, go to nourishingafrica.com, www.nourishingafrica.com. You get access to financing, training, support. It's free. You'll even get jobs. And for NIA, definitely send me a Twitter hand. We also have a website, and we have sahelconsult.com, nianigeria.com. So just check out all of those platforms. And Leap Africa, www.leapafrica.org, leapafrica.org. And please participate in our CIPA coming up on October 1st and 2nd. It's a phenomenal platform to inspire young people to get involved in social change, social action, and transformation.
All right, now you know how to link up and see what you can, tap in and use if you are interested in all that she said. But then moving on a little bit, as a woman, I know that, by the way, congratulations. Recently you were, recognized as one of the social innovators of the year. I know you and your husband in May some time ago, you were at Harvard Business School as the first couple to give a lecture. Congratulations on that. I want to take you back to your family angle. With all the job you do, how do you manage? Because it looks like you're between you and your husband, you just, one thing you just met the other day, because you have time for each other. How do you coordinate?
Well, I've been married for 19 years to the glory of God, and I've known my husband for 27. We met in university as university students. But being a working mother is not easy. Combining all of these things is not easy. And I have a few strategies. Number one is I'm very dependent on God. God is the source of my strength and the reason I live. Number two is I have a very close group of friends and family members who help me. It takes a village to raise a child. I have two beautiful children, and it's taken a village to help me. When I travel, people step in to help so that the children don't miss me too much. And number three, I run my home like I run a business. I try to be organized. I buy in bulk. I do a lot of these practical things that I learned from my big aunties and mentors when I was a new mother. You never want to come back and say, people say they haven't eaten because there's no food in the house. So even when I'm traveling, I make sure that everything is under control. And that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of hard work. But it's not easy. Do we drop balls? Yes. Are we not perfect? Absolutely. I don't want to paint a picture of perfection. But with God on your side and with a strong support network, you can do it. Don't be too afraid to ask for help. Be vulnerable. So many of us don't want to ask for help because we think it makes us look weak. Asking for help and being vulnerable makes you stronger, makes you human, makes people understand that your battle is shared with them. There are no superhumans out there. All of us are just work in progress, trying to die empty and to fulfill what God has called us to fulfill.
Right. I know that when you were in the university, in fact, back in your days as a college girl, you were somewhat involved with the choir.
Yes, I was.
Do you still
I,
sing?
I love singing. I love singing, but I'm not going to sing for you this
I'm
early
not
morning.
asking, I just want to know.
I actually love singing. I love gospel music. And if I wasn't doing what I was doing, maybe I'd be a producer for gospel music. I love,
I was thinking you would say maybe you'll be a gospel music star. I didn't know you would be a producer.
no, I think my time has gone for being on the front lines, but I'll be behind the scenes celebrating other young talents and making sure that other people get into the limelight because we have such great talent in this country, such great talent, and we need to hear more voices out there. And music connects us. Music connects people in ways that maybe only football can. It connects cultures, it connects tribes, it connects religions. It's an amazing unifier. So I would love to see us celebrate more indigenous Nigerian music.
You know, with no hard feeling to football lovers, I still think that music connects better than football.
I agree. I agree with you, but I know that sometimes this a friend of mine who wrote a book on how Nigeria is most united when there is a football game with Nigeria against another country. I feel that that's the same way with our music. We could connect. It connects you. Your soul is connected when you hear good music, and I think I would love to hear more music in indigenous languages that's originally composed by our people because I think we have so much to celebrate and so much to share. Just like our food. Our food should also be celebrated on a global stage. That's one of my passions and one of the things I'm pushing as well.
Definitely. I would not go until I've asked you for a pattern word for two sets of people. The women, there are a lot of women who think we are just at the end of it. I can't go beyond here. They don't see that silver lining. And then same for the youth. The world is ahead of them. What is your word for them?
So I'll start off with my word for youth. I think this is a great time to be a young African and a young Nigerian. There's so many opportunities available to you. You need to just look inwards and find out what makes you angry, what gives you joy, what you are born to do. Search until you find it. And when you find it, give it all you have. Commit to a life of integrity and excellence, and the world is your oyster. You can reach your highest potential if you apply yourself to your God's given purpose. And to women, I want to tell you that you're an asset. You're beautifully and wonderfully made. Don't let anything that anybody has spoken against you pull you back. Dig deep within yourself. You are stronger than you can imagine. We ended a Harvard speech, and I'll end this with a Igbo proverb, which says, Mbelede kaja madike. It's during times of crisis that you see who is resourceful, who is resilient, and who is brave. You, woman, you are resourceful, you are resilient, and you are brave. It's during these times of crisis that COVID 19 has presented us that you will soar. So look inside into that reservoir that God has given you to pull out all that you have to deliver to the world. And may God bless you as you thrive and as you soar.
Thank you so much. I want to pick on the last thing you said. You took it in the middle in Beledeke Jamadike. But I also say that that you said in Beledeke Dike, Manambeledeke Jamadike. Thank you very much. We are all resilient. So it's been wonderful having a chat with you. Thank you. And keep up the good work. Once in a while, I'll still come around and have a beautiful chat with you. And best of regards to your family.
God bless you.
Right?
Great talk.
Thank you. We've been talking with our guest who has been very excitedly, if you permit me, I'll use the word exuberant as to what she does because she loves them and she does them real good, from agriculture to other sides of it, youth, leadership, women, everything put together. I'll just leave you what she said. Women, you are beautiful inside out and you must hold your head straight. Hold your heads high and think of your children, think of your family. That way you think about the society. My name again is Elizabeth Abai, and our chat today has been with Ndidi Okonkwo Nnwuneli. See you again next time.